Good morning.
Welcome back. You're still watching the most authoritative TV network here in Ghana, Metro TV. And it's still Good Morning Ghana here in Metro TV. Now, today we're going to discuss something that bothers all of us. How often do we give back to society? Should we always wait for government? Yes or no? My guests are seated and they are from Ngorli, is an NGO that helps people, especially the less privileged. He is Raymond Amazado, the president of the Ngorli organization, and then the administrative director, Senyo Sosu. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you two, Raymond?
Fantastic.
How are you, Sosu?
I'm also doing great. And you?
I'm fantastic. Now, let me start with you, Raymond. Ngorli. What is Ngorli? What does it mean?
Okay, the word Ngorli is a word. It means Ngorli. That means there's a way forward, which means hope, future. There's the future, you know. So we are going Ngorli. We are moving towards, you know, the future.
So that's why you want to give hope to the less privileged?
Yeah, I just want to promote education. Education, knowledge is power. And, you know, the pen, they said, is mightier than the sword. So we need the knowledge. Africa is the richest, not one. It's the richest continent in the world. But what we lacking is the knowledge to tap into these resources. So we need to promote education, and that's what we lacking. And this is what Ngorli is about.
How long have you been doing this?
For 4 years now.
How has it been going?
So far, you know, everything, you know, the world, you know, before it was created, was in chaos. So everything begins with the hardship. But we're moving forward. You
are used to hardship because, I mean, you're a military man in the U.S., and so you know how it is to be a military man.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, you see NGOs all over. Most of them, they are stealing money. You know, they are using this as a platform to get money and then use it for themselves. How sure am I that, well, if I join you, if I want to give my money to you, you won't misuse this? I mean, you are the administrative director. You are in Ghana here, he's in the US. How sure are we that if he sends money or if somebody gives you money, you won't misuse it?
When monies are given, actually, we keep them and then we use them for the purpose.
You keep them where?
We make sure that we have a board that sees to it that the money is kept very well at the bank, and then we use it for the programs that we have outlined for the whole year, and then we make budget and then do account for our donors who have donated onto us.
Now, tell me about your operations. How do you know that these people are in need? I need to help them. I mean, you are based there. And so how do you go about things? Okay,
before I go to that question, I would like to add to what my senior said. You know, perception, there's a perception that there's a lot of NGOs and they take in money. But the day you put fear before trust or before achievement, you have a problem. Because the fact that, okay, let's say we get foreign aid from all these American, Western countries, right? But the perception in Ghana is Ghanaians are corrupt, but they send the money to us. So the day you think that maybe NGOs are corrupt, that's your perception. I'm not saying it's true. We're not going to debate on that. But the day that you begin, you're scared to invest in NGOs, that's the day that you will lose. And that's the difference between America, the Western world, and Africa. They give to charity. We don't because we're scared. But that's fear. And if you put fear as your priority, you have a problem. Yeah. So we need to forget about the fear in the society and push. You just look for the good thing, and good things will happen. But when you're scared, you sit down, and it's risky not to take a risk. So you have to take the risk to promote education, invest in these NGOs, and then we can move forward.
What informed your decision to form Ngorli? How long has it been? Is it 4 years?
4 years.
Yeah. What informed your decision to form this?
Okay, I'm in the army. You know, I was in active duty for 7, 8 years. Then I'm now in the reserve. The thing is, I've traveled around the world. And, you know, in Ghana, everybody knows these things that knowledge is power. And everybody talks about the sun.
I mean, that's the motto of most of these schools. Knowledge is power.
But are we getting this knowledge? Are we promoting it? You know, are we getting to these children? Our education system is way, I know we are in the 21st century. And I think in the Ghana education system right now, we are in the 18th century. So you and I need to do something to push this education system. Personally, the government is doing the best they can do with the resources that we have. What are you doing about it? What am I doing about it? What is the society doing about it? There's a lot of churches, there's a lot of mosques, there's a lot of places of worship. We don't have libraries. In Kisema, Achimota area, I can count over 100 churches, but I can't find a library. And there's a problem. You invest in God, you don't invest in society. There's a problem. I'm a Christian, I love God, but we need to do better. And that's the problem. So when I went to America, I look at the education system, the schools, I'm like, wow. Okay, I also have my history of how bad the education system, but this has opened my eye. Then I travel around the world, I look at stuff. I'm like, wow, we need to do something. We need to push education. And I'm very passionate about this. So instead of driving cars around, coming back to build the most beautiful house and say, this American soldier, I'll use that money to invest in the system, push education. And the programs that we are doing right now, the children are very happy about it. But we need support, we need everybody to push the system.
Now, while we were talking before we came on here, you were talking about growing up. There was this young girl in your class who when asked to choose a school, a secondary school, she said, I want to go because I know that I will not be able to go, or they will not send me to school. I mean, most of our public schools lack everything, amenities. They lack almost everything, and yet we all look on. It's a good initiative you are taking. So you're back home on leave. Tell us what you're doing this time around.
Okay, this Saturday, as I'm talking to you right now, this Saturday, 11 a.m., I believe, 11 a.m., we launched this 40-seater ICT lab at Ngorli cluster of schools. This school has been in existence for over 80 years or 70 years. And they haven't seen any major development. I mean, there's great people that went to this school. I'm not going to mention names because it's not a good thing to do, but great people. I mean, we can go. Right now, people in position, a lot of reverend, I mean, all the big names out there went to an English class of schools. We are pushing our children to private schools, paying bigger school fees and stuff, but we're not investing in the government property. Okay, if you pay a year, if you pay 600 Ghana to educate your child in a private school, if you donate that money to a public school, they will take care of it. They will do stuff. But we're not doing that, and then we come to the government is not doing anything. What do you expect the government to do? To do everything? To give us our names? Give us where we sleep? Who builds a house without a restroom facilities, and then we expect government to build restroom for us? We need to get out of this mindset. I need to start pushing education. We need to invest in our society. And that's what we are lacking in Ghana.
Senor, you have been on the forefront while he's away. How has the response been like ever since you came about in Ngorli?
I think the response has been very positive because there are a whole lot of people who walk into the office seeking for help in terms of the award, not getting in schools for the award and not having the money to get them into schools. And so we try to register them and then make sure that we put them in schools. And so the response has been very wonderful. And there are a whole lot of people out there which we could reach out to but are not able to reach out to because of the financial strength of the organization, which is not the way it should be now. So we think that...
Because it's one-man funded.
One-man, thank you. So I think that the response has been very good.
Now, I think it boils down to education because, like he said, somebody walks into the organization saying, I need help for my ward. You have about 5 children. You know your economic situation. Then you go about having more children. Come on, we need to start educating ourselves right from the beginning. Because if you know your economic strength, then you don't have more children.
Okay.
We need to educate on teenage pregnancy because people are falling victim to this. And so the education is not all about, you have an NGO, so it shouldn't be all about educating children, but adults also need to change their mindset.
Yeah, we have the formal and informal. The formal is the classroom stuff. Then we have the informal, like when we had the Ebola outbreak, we were there, and we have programs where we educate young girls and stuff. But also what you have to know is, when the people don't have anything to entertain them, So they go to sleep early and things happen.
But that mindset, it should be changed.
It should be changed. That's what we all, you and I, everybody out there need to work. You know, the churches, the mosques, we need to send this, everybody need to be part of change. I mean, we need to educate these people. So what you said is 100% true. So we need to educate these people. But it takes time, work, and resources. So that's what we are like. I know the thing is, the poor people, like people walk to the office and say, oh, I don't have money, but how can I help? Maybe I have 5 Ghana and help. So the poor, I mean, I'm impressed. It's time, it's coming along. People are helping. So we just need more help to push the agenda. And as, like you said, we need a whole lot of things that we need to change. So we are working on it. And I think we'll get there. I'm 100% positive.
No, that's great. You're doing a great job. Kudos to you. How's life like being in the military in the U.S. compared to Ghana? I mean, I'm sure you have Ghanaian friends who are in the military. Yeah,
you know, it's a little bit different, you know. You know, it's Ghanaian military is not doing bad. They're doing great with what they have and what they are doing. You know, they do a lot of UN missions and stuff. But America is America. It's a big army. It's a bigger army. And there's a lot of things that involves. So, you know, compared to what they have and what we have, everybody is doing great. And I love Ghana. That's why I always come back to Ghana to give to Ghana. You know, I would say I'm American now because I have all these things. When I come to Ghana, I take a visa to come to Ghana. But I'm proud Ghanaian. I'm proud African. And I want to see Africa move. You know, when I go to America and I do all these things and I look back home, you know, I'm sad. You know.
You go to war to save people and then to bring the money back home for people to have a better life.
Yeah, that's what we call sacrifice. You know, everybody wants to be like Christ. I'm a Christian, so I use a reference to the Bible. Everybody wants to be like Christ. So, you know, I believe in the Bible, it says that Jesus Christ sacrificed for mankind, his brothers and sisters. So we should be like Christ. But in Ghana, we're sacrificing ourselves for God. There's nothing wrong. We should serve God and then sacrifice for our society. We're not doing that. We give all to the church and they do whatever they want to do. I see a lot of churches having schools. Why can't you adopt a government school and take care of that school if you're not selfish? Christianity disperses selfishness. But I see this church, they say, oh, I'm having a university and this. Okay.
And oftentimes, those universities pay huge sums.
Exactly. So they take our tithe and all that stuff. You know, I love God. I love the churches and stuff. You know, I'm a strong Christian. But Christians, we need to start, you know, look at ourselves. Sacrifice. If you want to be like Christ.
You think Christians are being selfish?
Some of them, not all of them. But our leaders, our Christian leaders, need to sit up and see if really what you are preaching, if you want to be like Christ, then you need to start sacrificing for your people.
Some pastors actually have bodyguards. Before you go to them, they segregate. You know, if you have a Range Rover, you go and shake the pastor. If you have a small Corolla, you go and shake the pastor. But if you came with a bicycle, then the pastor anoints and he throws the anointing in. You know, but those who are rich, they can actually shake the pastor, and that's what is disturbing us, because we cannot draw the people close to us.
Yeah, there's some great pastors out there, but it's, you know, in every society there's few ones that are making. And I mean, trust me, I'm trying to get some pastors to come to their old school to see what is going on, and I have to pass through protocols. I mean, so I was wondering, you know, if Jesus Christ was the same. I might be wrong or right. I mean, because now you have to, you know, and all that stuff. It's just ridiculous. If it's up to me, I'll get rid of these pastors, but you know, I don't have that power.
You don't, obviously. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming through to the studios, and kudos on a good job you're doing. I'm sure it takes a collective effort. All of us need to be involved to change our mindset, to know that we need to help others. We don't always have to think about ourselves. The church, the mosque, the shrines, everybody needs to be involved. Thank you very much for coming. Raymond Amazado, he's the president of Ngorli organization, and Senyo Sosu, he's the administrative director of the organization as well. Yeah, you want to say something?
Can I use this platform to invite all students of Ngorli cluster of schools? I mean, Ngorli 1, 2, 3, and 4, Agri GSS, Ngorli GSS, Neokai, and Sakiodwe, all students. I mean, that went to that school. Everybody to come this Saturday to Ngorli to come and support their school. And I'll be very glad if they show up.
All right, so a clarion call is being put out there. All of you come and support Ngorli cluster of schools this Saturday.